Hello, am I there?
Hi.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you see me or am I like not there right now?
No, you're not there. I see the name Gina.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm trying
Don't
to
worry,
figure
Zoom
this.
Zoom
I'm
is a
s-
pain in the ass sometimes.
I'm like, okay. Video is stopped. Why is video stopped? Um, Wait. I'm so confused.
I know sometimes it's usually the audio that's all messed up, not the video
Not the
aspect.
video itself. Yeah. Hang on. Start video maybe. Oh my God, wait.
Yes.
I got it. Yes. Girl, let me tell you, I am so technically just not there. So thank you for
Listen,
bearing with me.
I feel the same because when I started doing interviews, Sabrina is the business partner that used to do the interviews and stuff. And I was like, girl, I don't know how to do this stuff. I never did an interview before. I was like, I don't know how to record, which one records for 40 minutes, which one records for an hour. She's like, fine, you just gotta go with the flow. I'm like, okay.
No, literally, I feel that. I feel that so much because I get nervous. Like, I don't get nervous going on stage as much as I get nervous for interviews because I'm like, I just hope that everything works. Like, I hope that the microphone doesn't get muted. Sometimes, like, I was doing an interview like a couple months back and my someone was trying to call me. So it like it muted everything and he was like, I can't, I can't hear you. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'll be hang on.
I think I did that to my dad once. I think he was on an important like meeting, like video, and I kept calling him, and all you saw was like my name pop up on the share screen, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Who's Fallon?" He's like, "My daughter that won't leave me alone." I was like, "Sorry, Dad. Sorry."
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, today's been a long day. I came home, I automatically made me an alcoholic milkshake, and I'm good. Just
I
had a long day.
love that for you. I love that for you. I had so many McGillicuddy shots last night and the night before at my shows that I'm like, okay, we're taking a break for a couple days because then we got Thanksgiving coming up. So I'm like,
No.
I need to give the liver a break for a minute.
Usually I'm not a drinker. I guess after like my best friend died, I stopped drinking for a while, but then, sometimes it just gets to the point where, drinking it's not really that bad, but it just loosens you up. And but one drink loosens me up for a good like 5 hours. So I'm plastered right now, and I literally just made a vanilla shake with some mint Bailey's alcohol, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm good. I'm
I
warm.
love that. I love that for you.
Drunk on a Monday night. YOLO.
Dude, I'm just realizing now that we've never actually like talked to each other besides Instagram, so I love this.
I
It's
know
so
all
nice
of
to like finally meet you.
I know I was trying to get Sabrina on the call because she doesn't really want to do the interviews that much, but when it comes to like the women interviews, because we support women in the industry and everything, but she has a lot of schoolwork and stuff. She's still in college. She's young still. She's like 19, so she's still in college.
Oh, she's a youngin'.
Yeah, but she don't let her age fool you. I mean, that girl is smart. Like literally, the Concert Chronicles is an LLC business. She's going for management. She's going to become a lawyer for the industry and stuff. So she's a smart girl.
Good for her.
And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm 30. I work with old people.
I'm like, I'm 30 and I'm in a band and I serve lobster.
Listen, I was like, I'm 30, I'm a photographer. I work at a nursing home, get yelled at, get called fat all day. And then I worked at Cracker Barrel
Oh
and
my
deal with the
God.
real Southerners. So I was like, damn, my life, I don't know what type of life I'm living.
We're both living. It's great.
Yeah, not when you work at a nurse home. You just
Ugh.
you become an alcoholic when you work at a nursing home.
I can only imagine. I get the old people that come into the restaurant, so I feel you.
Yeah, I feel like the North, because I lived in New York my whole life, so I'm a Northerner by heart. And so like I was talking to the guys in Sleep Talker last night, and one of the guys is from Long Island, and he was like, Fallon, do the Southerners try to talk to you in the morning? And I was like, yeah. And they suspect me to say good morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Woo! How's it a good morning? Why are you even looking at me?
I
Why?
feel that.
It's like I was like, you say that to a person in the North, walk in New York City, they're gonna go tell you to go fuck yourself, and why are you even looking at them? Or they're gonna pull out a knife and
Literally,
stab you. Either one.
literally, literally.
That's right. Nobody believes me here in South. They're like, well, fam, you gotta be nice, you gotta say good morning. I was like, if I don't have a coffee in my hand, don't look at me, don't make eye contact.
Yes,
It's
yes.
7 o'clock in the morning. The sun is barely up. That means I shouldn't be up. Just don't look at me. Give me till about 10 o'clock when I have like 2 cups of coffee. Then you guys can say good morning.
Yes. Then I'm
Good.
fully awake, fully aware of what's going on.
Yes. All right. All right. So introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your band.
I am Gina Fritz, and I guess a little bit about my band is I have been doing the solo thing now for 2 years. By solo, I mean I have a live band that's with me, but we're called Gina Fritz. I've been in the industry now for about 10 years. And I have been in a lot of different projects leading up to this. I was in a pop punk band back in 2017. Then I joined an R&B band
Wow.
in 2018. And then after that is when I met up with Whitney and we became Keyed Up, which I still do that with Whitney. And then I do Gina Fritz.
I always wondered. I was like, so the band's named after you. I was like, was Gina Fritz is like a solo and she just has like the live instruments. So like what's that band? Amira Elfkey? She's solo too, and her band is basically just her name, and she just hires like live musicians for like tours and stuff. So I was wondering, I was like, is Gina Fritz solo or is that
It,
actually like the band's name?
yeah, I started it as just Gina Fritz, and I didn't actually think that like I would have like steady band members. I kind of thought that it would be like a rotation. And then I met guys that I really, really vibed with. So it ended up working out.
Yeah, I was like, you have a lot of people in your band, right? You have five?
Yeah. There's five including me. So we have my brother, who's the rhythm guitarist. And then we have Frankie Forbes, he's the drummer. Evan Reiki, he's my bass player, and then Frank Soltis, he is my lead guitarist.
Oh my God, so many
I
people.
know, I know. I'm on
Jeez.
stage, like I introduce him on stage like every time that we perform, and like it's like I have to like be like, okay, wait, hang on. I like process the names really quick because I'm like, there's so many.
That is, yeah. I feel like that's like the norm now for like bands is to have like 5 to 6 members. And I'm sitting there like, how do you guys all fit in a van when you guys do like tours and stuff? I'm like, where are you guys all fitting?
Especially too like because we've done the van thing and like we have a photographer too and we have other people that come with us for merch, so we're all trying to like jam pack into like a 12 passenger van that we rent. And
That's
then we don't even have a u-haul. Sometimes we like take the seats out of the back of the van and we put all the equipment. It's like a jigsaw puzzle,
oh
and then
oh
we take
oh no.
we take a picture of it to remember, okay, what instrument went where because we need to get this right on the way back.
I could only imagine like after you guys do like a show and you guys all have like alcoholic beverages and it's like Tetris and you guys are trying to figure out what fits where and you guys are just plastered. That'd be a funny TikTok video trying to figure out everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we took a slow-mo video one time of us taking it out so we could try to figure out, okay, like in case we don't remember this, here's the slow-mo video. We'll just resort back to that.
I give you guys props. I can never. I'd be like, just throw it on me. I'm okay. Just throw that
Just throw
guitar
it
on me.
all. Throw
Just
it all
throw
in
it on
there.
me. I'm good. I'll use it as a pillow. We're good as long as the strings
Hilarious.
don't fall.
That's actually so funny that you say that. The other night we were playing a show up in Massachusetts and we didn't have enough room in the car because we like didn't rent a van for it because vans are expensive. So we took all of our cars and me, Anthony, and Frankie all went in his it was like not even like a minivan, it was like an SUV, and there was no room for his Tom. So I drew short straw and I was in the back with the Tom on top of my lap. And he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." And that was the one night that we ended up getting pulled over. And the cop is just like with the flashlight looking in. He's like, are you okay back there? I'm like, I'm fine. We just played a show. I'm okay.
I can only imagine me in the car. I'm like, I'm just gonna let these kids go. She looks like she's stressing back there. She's being a good team player.
Yeah, she's fine. She's tucked in.
I remember one time me and my ex, like it was like 2013, we are actually coming back from Warp Tour and we got pulled over because his exhaust was so damn loud. The cop pulls us over and he's looking inside the car and he sees like I forgot what Call of Duty was, it Black Ops 2 or something? I don't know what came out.
Oh my
And we had
God.
like a wall flag of it in the back of the trunk area and the cop was like, is that Black Ops? We are like, yeah. He's like, I'll let you guys go if you give me the wall flag.
I love that. He
So we
knew.
had to give it away, and we didn't get a ticket. He's like, "Fix your exhaust," but thanks for the flag. It's like
That's
okay,
hilarious.
yeah. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning in the mountains going towards. You probably don't know that area, Liberty, New York. It's like Sullivan County area.
Not familiar with it.
Don't ever go there.
Okay.
It's going towards like if you follow the road. I'm trying to think from like it's going towards Rochester. If you follow this one road, you go through Liberty, you go through everything, and you just stay straight on that highway for like 5 hours. You get towards like Buffalo, Rochester, and all that area. So it's like basically on that highway. And just don't ever
Okay.
stop there. There's a lot of people that sleep with each other's sisters and brothers. You don't want that. I lived in that
Interesting.
area for a long time.
Oh my gosh.
Traumatized. I try and drive past there. I'm like, I don't know you.
Keep your head down.
Oh my God, people know who I am in this town. Can't, yeah, can't, nope,
Can't do
nope.
it. Can't do that.
All right. So, what inspired you to create music when we all know it's difficult for women in this industry?
Back in, oh my gosh, I think it was 2006. Back in 2006, I went to a Paramore show, like when they had like all their original members. And I went and I watched Haley Williams on stage, and like that was the pivotal moment for me. I mean, back like when I was like younger, like I would watch like, like shows and stuff where like people would dance and they would sing. So like I always grew up on music. Like my mom and my dad, like they put me onto music at a really, really young age. Like I was always singing in the house. But I think that was like the pivotal moment was like seeing Haley on stage and being like, oh, it's not just guys that do this. Like I can do this too. So that was like my moment for me. And then after that, it was like I was listening to bands like Flyleaf, Evanescence, Escape the Fate, Seosin. Like they were all on rotation on my MP3 player. That's, oh my gosh, I aged myself. You remember that
No,
though? Like the
listen,
little like,
I had to look up earlier. I was like, what's that little thing that we used to put our music on from like LimeWire? And I was like, what the fuck is this little object called? I was like, an iPod.
isn't that crazy?
Like
I had my little pink one, and like you would like
the
turn
nano,
it
the
like
nano.
the nano. Yes. Yes. But yeah, that was what I was listening to like in the back of the bus, like Flyleaf, Evanescence. I think Bring Me the Horizon at that point was in there, but yeah, that was the moment though, was that Paramore concert. I was like, oh, I could do this too. I got this.
And you are
If only I
doing
if
it.
only, if only I could find band members, and then I did. So,
I just feel like it's very hard for women in this industry. It's very male dominant and it's just a struggle. And like you have a good fan base. You have a lot of supporters. Like you all the people that support you are basically like people that I know personally too. That's how I got like that's how I figured about you. It's because of Capulet Fest, but people also told me I was like they're like Gina Fritz is a really good person, blah blah blah. And I was like, I got to get to know her.
that's honestly that's so awesome because like I said, I've been doing this for so long. So like obviously it took a lot of time to like build a fan base. Like I feel like I still don't have like a large fan base. Like, but I do have like a lot of really awesome supporters who like I see the same people sometimes at every single show, which is so cool. I have the people who are like, I already have that t-shirt. Like, when are you gonna come out with a new one so I could buy another one? And like that's so cool to like have those same people be at all of the shows. Like I had people last night at my headliner in Connecticut. Like they traveled all the way from New York because they were like, "Oh, we didn't know like when you were gonna come back." So like they traveled, and I'm like, "That's so crazy." Like, and going back to it's hard for girls in this, it absolutely is. Like I feel like I have to work that much harder to prove myself because there are so many guys in this. The lineup that I made last night was all guys, and then it was me. And I mean, it's awesome, but at the same time, it gets very frustrating
Yep.
because it's like, am I not getting certain opportunities because I'm a girl? Like, and I've heard other bands say like, oh, like we don't want like girls on the tour because of like, our girlfriends and stuff. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's like where it becomes like pretty sticky. And it's like, I'm just here to do my job. Like, I just want to do this as my career.
It's
So I want to be
because
given that equal opportunity.
it's because it's like a moral compass basically. It's like if a bunch of guys hire a girl to go on tour with them, like as a like let's say your band, they know they have to be on their good behavior if they have wives and girlfriends, and they know if they have a woman on tour that that woman will probably blurt out business and be the girl's girl basically and protect women. And that's why I don't think males have women on tour for that reason, especially like local musicians. Bigger bands, they know a little bit better how to hide, but local musicians, once they have a few alcohol beverages in them, they don't know how to act. And that's
Yeah.
the biggest issue. Like if I was a guy band and I wanted to just have fun and get away from the family or something, and I had a girl band, I know Dan will have to be on my best behavior because I know she's gonna blur out something.
It, and even like just like the fact of like, you know, I know I'm not a guy, but like let me on this tour to like prove myself. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
let me hop on there to like show you that, the crew that I have, the people that I surround myself with, my band members, we're all there to work. Like we're not there like, yeah, we do our little party and afterwards, but we're there to work. We're there to make sure that the show goes well for everyone. So
Exactly. I don't think people really realize that. I think they probably feel like women are just like drama, but I'm sorry to say, but women are the most dedicated musicians out there in this industry. They bust their ass. They know when to take things seriously because,
we
you
work
don't like
so hard.
you guys don't get the opportunity. So when you guys do get an opportunity, you bust your ass and prove yourselves and
Exactly.
everything. But nobody wants to give anyone a chance because they always want to look at numbers. They want to see how much you can pull in a crowd, but yet they can't pull people at their own show. So yet they're judging what you can pull. Basically, when they do like tours, they get people on the tours that can pull in the crowd if they can't pull in the crowd. So they're looking at you. They're like, no person's gonna come see a woman. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You can get a bunch of men that want to come because a woman's on a lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. I do have to say, like, so much respect to Escape the Fate because for them to have put us on that little run with them, like, and have the trust and the faith in us to do that as a local band still was such an insane opportunity. Like, I still can't wrap my head around that that's how my year started. And then we ended it with them too because they asked us to do their Brooklyn show with them. And it's like, so much respect for Escape the Fate. I'm
I
glad that
feel
when I was younger, I was listening to them too.
Yeah. The last time I saw Craig Mabbitt was when they recently did the emo orchestra, and that's when I saw them. And I
Yep.
mean, when he played the old stuff, like he opening up the show with an old song, and then like after the break, he opened up another song, and I'm like, oh, I never got to see Escape the Fan Warped Tour. This feels like heaven. This is
Yep.
great. Fuck the emo songs. Just play your old shit. We're good.
He is like so insanely talented. Like nothing but good things to say about their whole crew. Like everyone just made us feel like family on that run.
I
We
know.
were
I
like,
would
we were
love
like, why does it have to only be 3 days? We need to do a longer one.
I would love to get Escape to Fate for like, Summer Screen Fest for like a headliner. That would be fucking bomb,
That would
honestly.
be
Like
amazing.
Me and Sabrina we have a lot of bands up our sleeves. Like we're like looking at locals and stuff because we want to get two big headliners basically and have the rest of the spots for locals because if you got two good headliners, people are gonna buy tickets anyway to show up for the headliners, but then you got locals that people may not know about. So that what brings in the ticket sales and stuff. But I mean the document for me and Sabrina, I think we have like 30 bands that we're thinking about for headliners. And we have to
That's
send out
awesome.
emails like January 1st. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what if they all say yes or something? What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna
We're
do?
we are praying that it gets to the point where like if we have two good headliners and like good local bands, we sell out the Meadows basically within the first month, and then they will upgrade us free to the Monarch.
To the Monarch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's our goal. I think just have to sell up to 150 tickets within like the first month. So we do that, we can automatically get upgraded to the Monarch, which would be awesome, honestly. So
that'd be
I've been
awesome.
busting my ass on. I run the Summer Screen Fest Instagram. I've been talking to everybody.
That's the way to do it though. Like that's the way to do it. Like just like, make the connections, talk to everybody. That's the way to do
That's why
it.
I tell Sabrina, I was like, Sabrina, you gotta talk to people because when we did this first year, she didn't really know anybody besides the guys in like Farsight. She only knew like Anthony and like maybe Noah from Glassways. But besides that, I knew every single person on the lineup because they were all my friends.
That's
I was like, this
awesome.
is my business partner, Sabrina. She's a very smart girl. She's just not very social. She does all the business aspect. I talk to everybody like this poor girl, first festival, she was outside doing tickets, like scanning tickets all night. She missed the whole festival because of that. She was literally
No.
outside. And I was inside, like dictating where people are going, put their merch, making sure everyone was good. Her dad and her mom were like between sets talking on the stage, announcing what band was next and stuff, and make sure everything was good. It was easy going. There was no fights, not one problem, besides like one sound technical difficulty. But besides that, like for like 9 hours straight, there's not one problem for our first year.
That's awesome.
I mean, I was scared. I was nervous. I had like 4 tequila shots with Joey and Varsity. I was like, I gotta loosen up. I was
Yep.
like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, "No, you're doing fine." I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna cry in the corner."
Joey's the best. I love him.
He's like, "Dad, you're doing great." I was like, "I can't. This is."
It's stressful.
But it's nice because like we had a Skylight Drive. We have If Not For Me, so I'm quite glad we got If Not For Me because they blew up literally right
They
after Summer Scream Fest. So did Dreamwake. Like Dreamwake just got signed to UNFD. So we literally got
hmm
two bands on our lineup that are massive right now, which I know that in the next year they're gonna be on big tours forgetting about us little people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a good event. I cried like 4 times, but it was okay. Um we had oversized Jenga with questions for like bands to answer, but we left it during the show and all the attendees were playing Jenga outside with themselves
That's amazing.
and mini cornhole.
There
I don't know
better
where
be mini
Sabrina got
cornhole
these.
this year.
Cornhole is so fun. I was like, how are these guys even getting these beanbags in his little ass cornhole? But they were actually missed, so they all have to answer like questions and stuff. And like the Jenga was horrible. It was bad. And we had something else too, I forgot. But Sabrina did like the games, the interviews, while I did like manager stuff, talking to people. But hopefully
Gotcha.
next year is a little bit easier.
I'm sure just because like now you have like the first year under your belt. So now like you at least know like what you're going into and like what to do. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit like not as foreign. Like
Yeah, it was hard because I never went to the Meadows or anything, so I didn't know what to expect. And we had 9 bands or 8 bands. So you gotta think about, the Meadows. How the hell
Mhm.
are you gonna fit all those fucking tables at the Meadows? So luckily we all fit perfectly fine. It's like it literally was like you and your van with instruments. It was us like Tetris trying to figure out where to put the tables, and I'm having a meltdown. Sabrina's dad was like, "Found you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know where to put the tables. Help,
Oh my God. Help.
help!" And then they had this big like dresser thing at the Meadows, a shoes dresser, and it literally fit like three bands merch. So we used that because nobody brought their own tables. I'm like, oh my God, nobody brought
No.
tables. So like,
No.
I know I told that to Sabrina. Like when I sent out stuff for bands to bring to like Summer Screen Fest, I was like, please bring a table because the Meadows is not gonna give us a table.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if they do have tables, it's probably only like two or like one.
Weird. We lucked out because we needed two tables and they had two tables at the Monarch and they
There you
gave it to
go.
us. I was like, bless, 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 because Glass Waves didn't have a table and then a Skyla Drive didn't bring their own table. I was like, guys, you're the headliner. You guys needed a table.
What do
And you guys are on tour right now and you guys didn't bring a table. Love the guys, but I'm like,
you
come on, guys,
please
101, bring a table.
have the table, please? I literally keep my table in the back of my car just because I'm like, just in case, just have the
Yeah,
table there.
just in case. All right. So the Concert Chronicles and Summer Screen Fest love supporting women because we, like I said, we know how difficult it is for opportunities. So if we gave you a spot next year, what can we expect from you? Like your performance? Like I never seen you perform live. I know I saw your recent video of like a little girl going on stage with you and
Oh
stuff.
my
And
God, yes. So, okay, you can expect a lot of crowd interaction. I love to get the crowd involved and I go out in the crowd a lot and we do a lot of crowd stuff just because I feel like the crowd wants to be a part of the performance. I don't like just staying up on stage and like giving a performance from the stage. So, yeah, I'm gonna be in the crowd for sure if you pick me. And yeah, there was a little girl yesterday who came and she asked me right in the beginning if she could sing Miracle. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cute. Yeah, like come on up. I'm absolutely gonna like." She was like, "Can I have my own mic?" I'm like, absolutely. Like, yes, you will have your own mic. So I called her up and I don't know what I was expecting, but I definitely wasn't expecting her to know every single word. And like, she was a natural up there. Like, I don't know if you saw the video, but like, she like had moves. She was flipping her hair. It was the cutest thing that I've ever seen. So that like melted my heart. But yeah, crowd interaction is like a must with our performances. We always give high energy performances. I feel like my guitarist, like even when I'm like out of breath and I'm like, okay, let me just like relax for a minute, they're just like always going. Like they're always doing spins, jumps. They're sometimes in the crowd. So yeah, it's high energy from us.
well, that's good. I felt bad when we had Farsight opening Summer Screen Fest this year because I mean they had like 30 people. They even had Sabrina's dad and mom in the middle trying to mosh and do cartwheels and stuff with like 30 moshers
Oh
at
my God.
2:30 p.m. I mean, I felt bad because they brought in a crowd and I was like, that's that was their turf, Brooklyn. So they had people moshing. They have Sabrina's parents moshing, dancing, doing cartwheels and stuff. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, we fucked up. I was like, we fucked up with the lineup. They should have been like third or something. But you, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. We'll have like a lot of stage presence. Definitely Farsight. Glass Waves definitely had a good stage presence. Like, everyone went ham this year.
Yeah. I think I saw videos I remember from Dreamwake and they're so good live. They're
Oh,
amazing.
I'm so mad that they didn't have the guy that does the saxophone at Summer Screen Fest because I told Sabrina, I was like, the
Oh
saxophone is so sexy and I can't wait for you to hear it. And it wasn't there. I'm like, what?
no.
That's the best part of that song, Memories. It's the saxophone.
Yeah, no, like their music is so different. Like I
I
listen to it when I'm in the
know.
car. I'm like, this hits.
Yo, their new song, absolute banger, best 6 minutes of my whole life. I listened to that song 3 times, and I'm like, by the time I listen to it 3 times, I'm at work, so I listened to it 3 times. And I'm like, damn, Heat Wave is a fucking banger, man.
So good. It's so cool to like see like other bands from Connecticut doing really well. It's like it
It's
gives me hope.
awesome. It gives a lot of hope, honestly. But people like in the north, I was talking. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody. I was like, the North has some really good like metalcore bands coming up, like great bands. Like we don't I haven't really seen like a lot of hardcore. Hardcore and like deathcore is like North Carolina. I mean, we got some nasty deathcore bands in South Carolina, North Carolina, but I feel like New York hits the soul for like metalcore.
Yeah. We're working hard up here. We're working our booties off.
And everyone's friends with each other. So no matter who you and like no matter who we get on our festival, it's like no matter let's say we get let's say for existence like monument
Yes.
of a memory, we know damn well that band is going to bring a crowd and people are going to stay because they're going to support them, and let's say we chose you, everyone's friends with everyone, so everyone's going to stay to support everybody, so it's like it's a homie fest again. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get bands that are different from this year and get a different type of crowd next year. Like we get a bunch of women. I'm nervous about, the crowd because not a lot of people want to support the women, but hello, we love women.
We love
So
women.
plus we partner up with New Noise, which is a women reproductive right charity. So that's what we partner up with next year. So
Love
all
that.
like $1 for every ticket sale, goes towards them and stuff. Like last year, I think we raised almost $1,000 for heart support.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we did really good like with ticket sales. I think we had over 200 people, and then that doesn't even include the people that came at the door. We,
Wow.
we were nervous because at first, to be honest, our ticket sales were ass. I was like, oh my God, Sabrina, we're gonna fail. People are gonna hate us. We're gonna suck.
Oh my gosh.
It was nerve-wracking because at first, like for like a month and a half before the festival, our ticket sales were bad. But then like I don't know, people usually wait until like the last day to get tickets.
Yeah. Or they wait until like day of and they like walk up and grab them. So,
Yeah, we had like a deathcore show next door to us at the Monarch, and all these old men at the line for that show. I mean, like biker guys. They're like, "What's going on in there?"
let's go.
It's a hardcore show, metalcore show. He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Not your type of music, sir."
Not so sorry, sir, to bother you.
It's like there's a lot of young people getting in and out of this building. I'm like, yeah, we're a young crowd, and I mean, like some of these guys look like they probably like murder their family and stuff. And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah, your place is next door. I don't know what's going on in that building, but I think you're next door.
You're not at this one.
You probably hurt somebody, literally. All right. So you released the cover of Bring Me to Life, and you did amazing on it. Loved it.
Thank
Um,
you.
what has your feedback on this cover been looking like?
It's been pretty good. But I'm gonna be honest, for some reason, our cover of All Around Me was the one that like popped off. Like on TikTok, there are like over 400 shares for All Around Me. And people are like commenting, oh my gosh, I thought that this was the original girl. I'm like, listen, that is the highest form of compliment to be compared to Lacey Sturm. Lacey Sturm actually shared that cover on her story. And I remember I was driving. I'll never forget it. I was driving to go see Bring Me the Horizon because they were performing at Fenway, opening for Fall Out Boy. And I see on my phone the Instagram where it was like, Lacey Sturm mentioned you in their story. And I was like, there's no way. I had to pull over on the side of the road. I was with my brother and I pulled over on the side of the road. I was like, Anthony, I think you need to take the wheel on this. And I just started crying. I'm like, oh my God, she shared the cover. This is so crazy. So yeah, the Bring Me to Life one was great. People loved it, but definitely for some reason the All Around Me one hit so much harder. Like so many people love that one. And whenever we play it live, we get such a good crowd response from it. So that's the one that we're sticking with like for live performances. Cause I feel like, I don't know, like obviously originals are great, but I feel like if you have a crowd that's like never seen you before, throwing in that cover, just like the one cover, throw it in and people obviously know what that song is. So that could be what attracts them to you.
Yeah.
And
It's
then they'll
like,
be like, "Oh my God, like sorry." Go ahead.
yeah, it's like some bands do chop suey and stuff. Like once they start starting that song, and I'm like, and that's like people hate when bands do like covers at shows, but I'm sorry, but I would love to hear covers of like old songs that we grew up with, like Chop Suey, like All Around Me, Bring Me to Life. Like I would jam the fuck out of that instead of, their original stuff.
For real, like and there's some people that like they follow me on TikTok and they're like, "Oh, wait, I found you through this cover. Like, you do originals too?" And I'm like, "I've been doing originals for 2 years, but yes, thank you for finding me. Here's my originals on Spotify."
Yeah,
And then I
because
get the
people been doing covers. Like I actually have an interview with, I don't know if you saw him. He's on TikTok. He's like this young kid that did TikToks of Linkin Park covers. Dakota. He's like a really, so I actually got an
I've
interview with
seen
him on
him.
Wednesday.
That's awesome.
I was like, I gotta pick this kid's brain. Like he even started his own band and stuff. And I'm like, I literally found you on TikTok when you did that one Linkin Park cover, and like you blew the fuck up. And I was like, I need to get nitty gritty. I want to know about your band. I want to know like how you're feeling and stuff. Like I'm surprised he even answered me.
That's awesome though. Yeah, but no, like for real, like TikTok really does it sometimes. Like, and for some reason it was that cover that like took over. And then what happens is like the algorithm like will pick up like certain sounds. So like I could post like a picture and just be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing December 14th?" Like I'm doing a show and then I put that sound and for some reason it gets like over like 3,000 or however many like one got up to like 60,000 and I'm like how? But it's because the algorithm just like picks up certain sounds. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yep, yep, yep. I'm slowly learning that like TikTok is just you have to use certain sounds, certain like hashtags, and you'll automatically be boosted up like on the Discover page and all that on TikTok. And then sometimes you do it the same thing and you don't get no views, nothing. But then you do it
Literally.
again at like 2 p.m. the next day. There you go. You just skyrocket with like 30,000 views. And I'm like,
It's
that's
so
amazing.
hit or miss, dude. It's so hit or miss. I'm like, I don't even know how to do this anymore. I'm just gonna post whenever, I guess.
All right, well, we have actually 1 minute left. That was the fastest 40 minutes of my life.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I feel like we could probably talk for like another hour,
We
but
could.
before we end the call, I might honestly make a podcast for like Summer Scream Fest and just I have a whole setup upstairs, like a microphone, a camera. I made like a Twitch desktop basically. And I told Sabrina, I was like, we got to make a podcast because I feel like I could talk for like 10 hours.
Dude, like same. Same here. Like once you get me going, like me and you together, like this is we could be on here for like 2 hours.
I know. All right. Well, it was great talking to you. I might do another call, if you're chosen for Summer Screen Fest. So I might do like, oh, you got chosen. We'll make a little video like that. Okay.
Okay, sounds good to
All
me.
right. Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.